Hello everyone, friends! In this video, I will tell you about a strategy that will help increase your income in the future. Using only proven indicators, I make money. And I'm sure that many of you consider me some kind of fake, as you have met such traders before. These people deceive their audience, demonstrating false signals and other tricks. But in this video, you will definitely see a working strategy that allows you to increase your balance from any deposit. Today, we will consider a new strategy that has a simple structure and is easy to apply in practice, which is suitable for both accelerating the deposit and quiet earnings. Let's get started. Let's start with an introduction to the strategy. To successfully implement the trading approach, it is necessary to set a specific time frame. In our case, it is 1 minute. It is important to remember that the expiration time of each trade should be from 3 to 5 minutes. I chose 3 minutes, as this is the optimal interval for analysis and decision making. Now, let's move on to calculating the transaction amount. At the initial stage, it is important to correctly determine the amount for one trade. It is usually recommended to choose a trade size within 1 to 5% of the total deposit. Having made a decision, I set a fixed amount of $1,000 for each trade. Now, I will tell you about today's indicators that I will use. This will be Alligator and MACD. Good and easy to use indicators. MACD, transition of candles in any direction with the intersection of two average moving averages, price reversal, and on this basis, we will open a trade with you. Alligator. It has 3 average moving averages. They intersect each other and also show us when we should open for an increase and for a decrease. Let's get down to today's trades. First trade. At the beginning of our first trade, we can see the whole situation on the chart, thanks to the indicators that will give us a sign to open a trade for a decrease or increase. According to the main indicator, we see that up to this minute we had an intersection of 3 moving averages, and now, based on their direction, we can safely say that the trade will be bearish. Also, according to the MACD indicator, we have 2 moving averages that seem to cross each other. Let's open and see what we get from this trade. 3 minutes flying by very fast, and in our balance plus $920. In this trade was the price reversal. Our moving averages, which crossed somewhere in the middle of the trade, confirmed the signal. Our price, having moved away from the entry point, increased the profit quite far. Second trade. So here, watching the market, I see a very similar picture, just like in our previous trade. So we open. I'm planning to open bearish trade. It seems justified. Until this minute, without fixing strong changes and crossing on 3 moving averages, I feel confident in our decision. Opening at $1,000 for 3 minutes, we carefully watch the price movement, analyzing its every step. At the end, summing up, we will be able to draw conclusions based on a deep analysis of the situation and the results of the trade. Each observed signal and each price deviation will be important for understanding the overall market dynamics, which will allow us to more accurately evaluate our actions and improve our strategies in the future. According to the MACD indicator, there was an intersection in the second minute of this trade. Also, according to the Alligator indicator, no special changes were observed compared to the beginning of the trade. But we remained in the plus again, plus $920 to the balance. Wow, very pleasing. Let's move on. Third trade. Let's notice the fact that 3 moving averages on the main chart are located above the candles, and there were no intersections before. And this is a sign of opening a bullish trade. We also observe 2 moving lines under the chart, and they had an intersection before, which means that there was a price reversal, and we will now confidently open for an increase. We made a profit of $720 from this trade, which is certainly a very positive result. This trade turned out to be much more interesting than many others, as the price from our entry point went up sharply, and quite confidently, which was certainly pleasing. Watching the movement, I noticed that the green moving line, which is the main indicator, successfully crossed the red line. This intersection, being an important signal, showed us that the current trend has serious chances to continue. Moreover, the green moving line almost reached the level of the blue line, which adds additional positive context to the current situation. We will continue to closely monitor these fluctuations in order to better understand the dynamics and not miss opportunities for future profitable trades. Fourth trade. Seeing the same indicators as our third trade, we see almost the same thing. The opening will be bullish for 3 minutes and $1,000. Let's see how the indicators showing the current trend will behave on this chart. We open taking into account all the previous data that we analyzed. The trade is closed, and we have plus $920 to our balance. The price has gone very far from the entry point. I will also say that, according to the MACD indicator, the moving averages showed a good and confident upward movement. Throughout the trade, no reversals were observed, and the candles were green. Fifth trade. 3 moving averages of red, blue, and green are confidently going down and are located above the candles. They had an intersection earlier. Below the main chart, we have 2 moving averages going parallel to each other. Let's open and see what comes out of this trade. Our fifth deal also closed in plus. It was not very interesting and productive. The price went not too far from the entry point, and also no intersections were observed during the trade. Sixth trade. I will say right away that the opening will be bullish again. Good chart. According to the MACD indicator, there was a recent intersection, which means that there was a price reversal. Let's remember our entry point and open bullish trade. This trade was closed. We went into the plus. An interesting picture was drawn on the chart. There were intersections on the first and second indicators. All our moving averages behaved very actively and interestingly throughout the trade. Plus $920 to our balance. Seventh trade. This chart shows us everything we need to open a short position. For example, according to the alligator indicator, our moving averages are under the candles and are steadily moving up. Also, under the chart, 2 moving averages are moving towards each other, as if they are about to intersect, and there will be a price reversal. Let's not keep us waiting and move on to opening this trade. Another trade closed, and the closing was in plus. Our entry point at the beginning and at the end has a significant difference. The price went down quite well, supporting the red candles throughout the trade. There was an intersection on the 2 moving averages of red and green under the chart. Overall, a good trade. Eighth trade. Here, we will also open bearish trade. Here, the chart is more interesting than in the previous one, but here, there was an intersection of 2 indicators earlier. Now, we will open and see what will happen at the end of this trade. go, plus $920 to our wallet. The chart at the end of the trade was very interesting. There were many reversals. Also, our price went very far from the entry point, which indicates a good and productive trade. 9. Trade. Note that the main indicator's moving averages are located above the candles, a sign of opening a bullish trade. Under the main chart, we have two moving averages going down parallel to each other. Also, let me remind you that we will now open at $1,000 for 3 minutes. We open and remember our entry point. Plus $920. At the beginning of the trade, in the first minutes, we had a price reversal and the candles changed their color from green to red. The price didn't go too far from the initial entry point. According to the MACD indicator, almost at the end of the trade, there was an intersection of two moving averages. In conclusion of today's video, I want to share my impressions. All my trades were successful, which certainly confirms the effectiveness and reliability of my strategies. I should note that among the trades, there were both less productive and more profitable ones. But the result remains the same, everything is in the black, and we were able to make a profit. I want to thank each of you for watching. Your support is very important to me. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, because there is still a lot of interesting and useful content ahead. I will be glad to see you again. See you soon!